The win, $230 rebuy. It's been getting upwards of 200 entrants. It's really booming.
How's business?
Booming.
Finally, the word is getting out that this is the best tournament of the week in Las Vegas. It's a one-day event. Structure's great. Some say the structure's too good, but I'm all about that value. The rake is low. The service is excellent. Let's get in there and win all the chips. Arrive at the Wynn at 2 o'clock, and there is up to a 1 hour wait.
1 hour wait.
Come on. Once again, unbelievable. The whole room is completely packed with tournament players and cash game players. Every table is taken, and it's rebuy, so it's less likely people are gonna bust and leave. I got about an hour to spend at the Wynn/Encore property. Not the worst place to hang out. Let's make the best of it and do something.
1 hour later.
With blinds at 200, 400, I'm under the gun +1 with King Queen. Offsuit, make it 900 to go. The button calls and both the blinds call. We're 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes Jack, 9, 4, 2 spades. Checks to me, I decide to check it, hopefully peel off a free card or back jam on the button. The button does not check, he bets 1600. So when the small blind calls, great spot for realizing our max equity with the 2 overs, nut flush draw, and BDFD backdoor flush draw. Shove all in for 14,100 chips. Original razor on the button goes deep in the tank and calls it off. We have about the same stack. Small blind folds. Button shows Jack 10 of clubs. The turn is a 4. And the river, it's a Jack. Not a good card for us, and we rebuy. $200.
What do you buy?
With blinds at 300, 600. Under the gun makes it 3x, 1800. VIP on my right, who's playing almost every hand and is in for multiple rebuys, calls 600, but of course it's 1800, so he just doesn't even know what the hell's going on. So he's forced to call the 1800.
1800. Oh, 1800.
I'm next to act with pocket kings, 2 red ones, 15,000 chips, or maybe a little less. So I put in the 3-bet, 7,000 to go.
Just 18. Raise it.
Under the gun calls, and VIP on my right folds. Flop comes 8-6 deuce, 2 hearts. Under the gun checks, I shove for 6,800.
On it.
He calls with pocket 7s with the 7 of hearts. The turn is the 5 of hearts. Will he hit a straight flush? The river's a 5 of diamonds. He does not hit a straight flush, and we double up. 30,000 chips. With blinds at 600, 1,200. Action folds to local aggressive Asian woman who open shoves for 70,000. I'm in the big blind with ace, jack, offsuit, and 26,000. Pretty close. I mean, just over 20 blinds. We want to call it off with ace, jack here. I got somewhat of a live read. I got to go with my live read. I make a disciplined fold, face up.
Big fold.
And she shows me ace, queen, dodged a bullet. And I'm now on dinner break with 40,000 chips. Coming back with 20 blinds. Let's enjoy a meal with a viewer of the vlog. With blinds at 1,000, 2,000, I have 43,000. I'm in middle position with pocket jacks. Make it 5,000 to go. Action folds to the cutoff. A tight player that checked back, turning river with top once. He snap jams 60,000. Action folds back to me. Can I fold jacks here? I think we got to gamble. Put his range on something like ace queen plus, 10s plus. So he put in the call, and he does have ace king suited. Let's hold. The flop comes king high, turns a brick, and the river is The 2-outer that I need to survive, we got him. Big double, over 90,000 now. The blinds at 1,500, 3,000. Caucasian male, age 70, raises to 6,000 under the gun. It could be aces. Another elderly Caucasian male who I'm real friendly with, snap jams 73,000 in middle position. We're in the small blind with pocket jacks. I love pocket jacks. We have 110,000. My read on the 73K jam is that he's pretty tilted. He had over 200K a little while ago and keeps getting outkicked in some pots. So his range might be pretty wide. We eventually shove, under the gun folds. Middle position 73K guy has pocket 10s. Flop comes 9, 8, 3. Turns a 7. And the river's a deuce. We now have 200,000 chips. Two hands later, I open to 7,000 with pocket kings in the cutoff. Button shoves 80,000 or so. Of course we call. He has king, jack of spades. Let's hold. The flop comes 5, 3, deuce. 2 spades. I feel like an underdog in this situation. The turn's a 7 of clubs. And the river's a 9 of hearts. Patience pays off. We're here with
JT.
Welcome to the vlog. And we're at about 260,000, going to, I believe, 3,000, 6,000. About 33 players remain, 20 pay, $20,000 for first. Let's get it. With blinds at.
What's up? Editor Chris here. That's me.
Please subscribe to the channel and like the video, because if you don't, Jeff's going to come to your place and kick your
4,000, 8,000. I'm on the button with the old 9-8 offsuit. Make it 16,000 to go. Both players in the blinds call. The flop comes 9, 9, 7, 2 spades. Feels good, man. They check to me. I bet small to induce from any straight draws, flush draws, 7x combos. 22,000 is the bet. Small blind folds. I'm disappointed. And then the big blind says those 2 words. He's all in for 160,000. I snap call, of course. He has ace-7. He's drawing almost dead. The turn is a6. And he's out. I now have a stack of 570,000 chips. Feeling great. We're approaching the bubble. Let's put on some pressure.
One eternity later. Nice.
With blinds at 8,000, 16,000. Under the gun just lost a big pot, and his limps have
Sucks. Under the gun, that guy's the worst.
I'm next to act with pocket jacks. You know I can't lose with pocket jacks in this tournament, so I pump it up to 60,000. 14 players remain. Action folds to a 55 to 60-year-old Caucasian male in the small blind who thinks about it and shoves all in for 213,000 chips. Folds back to us. We got a snap call. We got him well covered. 300K behind. We call. He shows pocket 9s. Let's hold. The flop comes 10, 8, 4. The turn's a 7 for the open-ended sweat, but we got the jacks blocked. And the river is a 6, and a few table mates wince at the unlucky run out, and we lose 450,000 chip pot. You gotta win those. With blinds at 10,000, 20,000, 10 people remain. We came back from the devastating jacks versus 9s hand.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
And we're staying aggressive. Folds us on the button. We got the 10, 3 of clubs. Great hand on the button. We make it 45,000. Chip leader on our left folds, and fan of the vlog defends his big blind. The flop comes 7, 4, 3, 2 clubs. Bingo, bango, bongo, Vince. He checks to us. Of course, we could check back for a little deception, try to get the showdown with our bottom pair or a disguised flush. But I decide our stack sizes are perfect. I can bet 45,000. If he check raises to like 140, I can shove my 475 and still have fold equity and really make him doubt his decision. He's been very aggressive and he's been getting away with it. So I bet 45,000 and he quickly makes it 195,000. What the hell's going on here? Am I about to effectively call it off with bottom pair on the final table bubble? We might have fold equity. I have hope. He could have a flush draw and we're a favorite. He could just have a naked 7, he folds, or we're flipping against. Sometimes in life you have to be willing to die in order to live. We shove all in and he folds. We take it down, bottom pair, putting it all on the line, and we're now at the final table of 9 with 700,000 chips.
If a player does say no, we continue playing.
We have reached the final 9. $20,000 up top. There's no reason we can't win it. Let's stay focused. We're middle of the pack stack. Let's pick our spots and use our knowledge of ICM jumps to our advantage. A few shorties go out. We now have 7 remaining. We see an epic cooler of ace-king suited versus aces, and we're now 6-handed. With blinds at 15,000, 30,000, action folds to us in middle position. I look down at ace, king, 520,000 chips. Only one move here, no reason to raise call with ICM pressure. We shove it all in. There's 3 people shorter than us. Action folds to the small blind who has 220K and he puts in the call. We're heads up against pocket kings. Wow. Let's hit an ace one time. The flop comes king high. That's a problem. And we double him up. The guy on his right is cheering for him and I try to explain to him nicely that you kind of want him to lose. The very last hand, before break, we're still 6-handed. Action folds to the button, big stack. He makes it 65,000. I'm in the small blind with pocket kings. Finally, we waited for it and we got it. We shove all in for 260,000. Elderly Caucasian male in the big blind goes in the tank. We're praying for a call, but he eventually
Can't
folds.
you say white guy? You can say old white guy?
I describe everybody equally. Original Razor puts in the call. He has ace 10. Dear God, no ace.
I had ace 10. Okay, good luck, everybody. Good playing with you guys. Good playing with you, sir. Yeah.
With blinds at 20, 40,000, we're now 4-handed. I have about 700,000, and I open rip it with ace queen offsuit. Small blind goes in the tank and calls it off. He has ace jack, and we got some video.
I'll give you that. Not as light as that side.
Three-handed. My opponents are heads up in a pot. Ace, ace, deuce, X board, and they somehow get it all in. The deuces do hold, and we're now heads up. With 5.7 million in play, I have about 1.5 million, and he has 4.2 million. Of course, I offer an even chop, 16K each. He considers it for a second, and then counters with 15,000, 17,000. Pretty fair deal. I think my ICM is close to 14,000. And I eventually say 15.5, 16.5, you got a deal. He proceeds to win about 10 pots in a row. And then he declines the deal. So we're playing for the win. Eventually, I dwindle down to 1 million, and he has 4.7 million. I say, okay, I'll do 15, you get 17, we'll call it a day. He now reconsiders. He wants to play for it all. Oh, we could play for it all. The very next hand, I put on my sunglasses. He open shoves, which he's been doing a lot. And I look down at King Queen, 20 blinds. We call. He has 9-10 off. And here's the video.
Do it, buddy.
It's good, yeah. Fucking that's what I'm talking about. One time. Yeah, he was stacked now.
We play for a few more hands, and of course I just lose all the hands. He's very fearless, to say the least, and that's not a good thing heads up for me. I want my opponent to be very timid, weak, passive, so I can run him over. He's doing the running over, I'm not picking up any hands. And so when I have 2 million chips,
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I offer up the even chop, 16 each. He thinks about it and says, okay, if I get the trophy, we got a deal. Well, there is no trophy, but he can have the official Twitter victory.
All I want is money, fuck the fame, I'm a simple man.
Here's the pick. He gets $4 extra, and we have a deal. In for 530, out for 16,000, only at the Wynn, best casino in Las Vegas. Hashtag boycott Venetian, play at the Wynn. In for $530, out for $16,000 minus tip. I always tip well at the Wynn/Encore. I mean, they really treat me like a king. I debated even coming here today because I'm lazy and I could just play online at ACR. But in the end, I really appreciate just how nice the staff is. You got to see it to believe it, along with all the players that come here specifically to play this tournament. It really means a lot when they come up to me and say, you know, thanks for the recommendation. Love the vlogs. Thanks for the videos. Feels great, man. Overall, great day. Could have played for the win, but like I said, very aggressive, high variance, so we'll take it. 16,000, favorable chip chop. Gotta take that deal. Big shout out to the rail. Chris, my editor. Vicky showed up. Brad Owen with the hand updates. Means a lot, guys. Very exciting times. This is why we play tournaments.